Yo, what's going on? What's going on? Grand Rising, greetings to all. What's up? What's up? What's up? This is your brother Chief Kalanago Flying Eagle, man. I know it's been a minute. Let me just make sure I got a little audio on Facebook. All right. I'm not gonna be on here too long. Like I always say this, right? I'm not gonna be on here too long, but who knows? But I really, I'm gonna try to keep this video literally on the 20 minutes. All right, because I have work to do and I'm working diligently on this book to get it done. I'm on the last, chapter or few chapters of the book. So I plan on, once I'm done, I plan on finishing that within the next 2, 3 weeks. After that, I'm going to go into editing and then I'm going to go into production. So I'm looking for the completion of the book no later than towards the ending of April. It might be sooner, but I'm just giving myself some, some wiggle room. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I'm not going to be on here too long. The reason why, yes, everything is good. Everything is good, lineage. Just like I said, man, sometimes you just have to take some time to get into yourself and get to know self. Too many people in this world, especially on social media, they just don't know who they are. And I don't blame them because they are seeking and they are searching, but they're seeking in the wrong place, looking for attention outside of themselves. When the truth of the matter is, they have to go within to study self. Too many people are looking at themselves as the flesh. So they look into the reflections of the world, the reflection of the water, which is a mirror is the simulation of the water. So they look into the reflection of the water, or they look upon the water, which is the mirror, looking at reflections of themselves, thinking that that is their true self, when in actuality, they are looking at illusions of themselves. So they don't take the time to go within, okay, and ask the I am within themselves, who am I? Who are you? You know what I'm saying? They don't take the time to do that because most people are actually afraid of the I am in them. They're afraid to find out their true selves. So they rather leave through the what I call the illusion, which is the flesh, thinking it's them. But anyway, this is not what this message is about. All right. I just wanted to kind of point that out, let you know people are truly living an illusion of themselves. You know what I mean? So there is truth in everything, and there is lie in everything. Even in lies, there is some truth. All right. But anyway, with that being said, when you look at the word believe, in the word believe or belief, you know what I'm saying? Then you will see that it has lie in there. But also when you look at belief, you'll realize that it's also a system of foundations. So even in belief, there's lies and there's some truth to it. There's knowledge to it. You feel me? But the truth is really you, within you. That's where the truth truly lies. When you let go of all the illusions, okay, then you will find the truth. Now, this video is about the household, the home, okay? Who is the head of the household? And, the reason why I'm doing this video is because I'm seeing so much division between the male woman and the female woman. I'm putting it that way because you see, I truly comprehend the truth and I know what it is. All right. And of course, I'm breaking all of this down in my book. What we look at as man is not man. You see what I'm saying? People have to comprehend that. What we look at, what we call man in this world today, I'm talking about the supposed male, okay, with the male genitals. That's what we call man, but that's not man. That's not the true man. All right. That I'm just gonna leave it as that. Okay. And what we call, woman, okay, is also woman. But the thing is, everybody is woman. Everybody is woman because everybody came from the womb of the man. Now, that may be a little bit confusing, but like I said, I'll break all that down in the book. You feel me? So when we are truly looking at the head of the household, people have to understand that the head of the household is the mother. And when I say mother, I'm not talking about females. I'm not talking about woman. People have to understand there's a difference between mother and woman. Mother encompasses all, because in mother, everything exists. The woman is not the mother. Okay? Woman is actually bisexual. You have male woman and you have female woman. Bisexual doesn't mean a lesbian or a homosexual. It doesn't mean that. As a matter of fact, let me show you the etymology of bisexual. Once again, this may be a little bit confusing, but it is a little bit challenging to explain things of the spirit to the physical self. Okay, you have to be in the spirit to get those things. Let me just show you the etymology real quick. Etymology of bisexual. All right, being bisexual has nothing to do, again, with your sexual preference. All right, people are just mislearned and misinformed. All right, that is the problem. Let me show you what the true etymology of bisexual really is. Let me show you what it means. Okay, give me 1 second here. Let me just share this. And like I said, I'm not going to be on here too long because I have work to do, man. I just, the spirit just led me to share this because I'm seeing so much confusion amongst, the male aspect of man and the female aspect of man. It's crazy. But let me show you real quick. And like I said, I'm going to break all this down in my book, man. Because you have to be able to tap into universal mind to get the truth. And you cannot just tap into universal mind or the uncorrupted aspect of universal mind when you're living a foul life. When you're living in your lower self, you will not be allowed that type of information. And that's just facts. You know what I mean? So all the people running around here thinking they're spiritual, man, y'all don't even know what that means. All right. And I'm not here to bash nobody, man. I'm just letting y'all know. This is not a game. It's serious. You feel me? It is serious. So this is what bisexual means. Having the organs of both sexes in one being, a hermaphrodite. That's all bisexual means. It ain't got nothing to do with, oh, well, you like man and you like woman. That is not bisexual, man. You feel me? That is just man being carnal because of the lack of knowledge, the lack of truth. They don't know what truth is. So bisexual just basically means a hermaphrodite. Okay, I'm going to stop here. Now that you know the true etymology of bisexual, and stop canalizing everything because of your lack of knowledge and your ignorance. Okay, but once again, I know it's not your fault because that's what you're being taught. So I'm going to teach you the truth. All right, that's what I'm here for. All right, so everybody's bisexual. Okay, everybody is. The male man and the female man is bisexual. However, because of this nature that we're living in this realm, one aspect of that being, of that hermaphrodite, one gravitates more towards the male energy, and then the other gravitate more to the female energy. Why? Because all that's necessary for procreation in our lowest form of ourselves, which is the man flesh self. Okay? The higher we go into the hierarchies of the spiritual realm, the more sexless we become. You feel me? So when y'all competing about who is the head of the household and this, y'all don't even know what you are or who you are because you're strictly focused on the flesh. So therefore, the mother is the head of the household. And when I say mother, I'm not talking about the female man. Okay? And I'm not talking about the male man either. I am strictly talking about mother. Mother is the head of the household because why? Everything came from mother. So to give the simulation of all that in the flesh, all right, the shadow of the shadow of the shadow of the mother is what we call the woman today. So she is actually the head of the household. Is not y'all egotistical male man self. You could never be the head of the household. Never. You were not the one who created the laws. That's why it's called the laws of Ma'at. Ma'at is actually a worldwide concept, okay, that came from the earliest civilizations in America. Ma'at did not come from Africa because man did not come from Africa. Mankind came from Africa. And not just Africa, but Asia. But like I said, I'm going to break all that down in the book. You feel me? The first man, the first soul of man landed right here in the Americas. But like I said, I'll break all that down in the book. I'm not sure if y'all ready for this truth. You feel me? So there's always going to be confusion in the home because this male man, okay, is focused on ego, wanting to control. It has nothing to do with control. It has nothing to do about, well, I'm better than you and I'm stronger than you. No, it has nothing to do with that. The mother is the one that sets the laws. You see, you have lost your culture and you don't know who you are. But what we call female today, what we call woman today, once again, is just a shadow of a shadow of a shadow. Is just a degenerated form of the actual mother. But because she don't know who she is, she herself have been lost. She has been lost. And I'm not telling you to allow any type of mother to be the head of your household. Of course, if she's incapable, then therefore the male man must stand up. In other words, the masculine man must stand up and be the head of the household. But that's not his job. That's not his job. His job is to enforce. The mother make the laws. That's how I grew up. My mother was the head of the household, whether my father think he was or not. He was just living the illusions. All he was there for was to enforce it. And he knew that. But at some point, his ego would step in. But now, my mother would regulate things. Not in no violent way, but she had her way of asserting her authority. And the authority ain't got nothing to do, once again, with controlling. It's a balance. But within that balance, everybody know their role. So nowadays, y'all on the internet fighting each other, the battle of the sexes, who's the best, who's not. Shut the hell up, man. Y'all don't know nothing. It is sickening. But I forgive you because of your ignorance. And they got y'all twisted. Even in your scriptural verses, whether it's the Bible or whether it's the Quran or any one of them, okay? They are all misleading you with information, the truth. Telling you about the man is the head of the household. What they're not telling you is this, is that the man is actually the mother. But like I said, I'll break all that down in the book. You feel me? So your household is always going to be in disarray, okay? Because for one, the mother don't know who she is. She don't know who she is. And she have been lost. Lost. A female is not a woman, okay? A male is not a man. Y'all have to understand that, man. You have to comprehend that. It's a spiritual thing. And if your relationship is not based on spirituality, the true aspect of what spirituality is, but guess what? Your physical relationship is doomed, man. It's doomed. And not just any mother could be the head of your house. Well, any mother could be, whether she's dwelling in her lower self or her higher self. The bottom line is the mother is the head of the household. You see, and then you have all this misunderstood leaders and teachers and so-called scholars teaching you that the son, the sensual son, okay, the giver of life, is he, a man. That's why you're supposed to be subjected to the to the man. No, man. The son is actually feminine. The son is a woman, the mother, and the moon is the man, el mano. It means man, okay? It means man, and that's why the man could always affect, okay, the emotions of the mother, which is the sun. She's the light of the world. She's the one that gives compassion. Okay? Everything is within the womb of the mother. The earth is just what I call a degenerated version of the sun on high. The mother is the most high. But a lot of that will go over a lot of y'all head because of your ego, your egotistical males. Because you want to control everything. You have had control for the past 7,000 years. Look where you got the world, man. Huh? You got the world in chaos. You feel me? A true son doesn't have a father because the true son is an immaculate conception. But like I said, I will break all that down in the book. You feel me? So they flipped everything around on y'all, man, making y'all think the son is a man and you're supposed to control the woman. No, it's not. No, it ain't got nothing to do with control, man. Nothing to do with control. She's the light of the world. She is our light and salvation. She's our savior. You feel me? You see, she gave us nature so that nature will be a blueprint as a teacher, as a lesson. Look into nature, man. Who's always loving? Who's always caring? Let me ask you a question. Is it the male man or the female man? Which one? When anytime the son goes to jail, no matter what he does, it don't matter how bad he is, who's the one that's always going every week up in jail to make sure that the son is good? Who? The mother. A father will be like, yo, man, listen, man, you got into your joint. That's you. But you see, you have to understand that you have learned, the people who are learned and live in spirituality and know the difference. So it's always the mother. Even in the Garden of Eden, when Adam couldn't move, he was lifeless on the ground. And the Spirit of God came and gave him the breath of life. And then when he woke up, and what did he say? You are the mother of the living. Why? Because she was the one who gave him life. Your Bible lied to you, man. It wasn't no man that came and breathed into his nostril. It was the spirit of the mother, Epinoa, the mother. But of course, all of this is allegory, symbolic. You feel me? It is not literal, man. But you have nature to see, to be your teacher. Who's always the loving one? Who's the one bringing forth life? So how can you, the male man, be the head of the household? No, it could never be that. Of course, she has to respect you as that masculine figure in the house. Yes. But it doesn't mean you're the head of the household, man. She's the one that has to make the law, and your job is to enforce it. It's not the other way around. So stop listening to these false teachers, man, the false prophets, because they don't know the truth. So y'all continue to fight and battle. You see what I'm saying? But let me tell y'all something, man. All of y'all household going to fall. All of y'all household going to be continue to be in disarray. Because why? You are degrading the mother. You are putting on the mother. You are not allowing her to be her true self. You want to subject her to your egotistical, narcissistic ways. You lost souls. The mother is the spirit and the man is the flesh. And the perfect balance is in man. The marriage, the ultimate marriage. You lost souls. Give up the ego, man. And allow the mother to be the mother. Allow the mother to be the ones making the laws. Because that's her nature, man. Of course, if there's a mother who does not know who she is, and she's out of sync with her true self, then of course, the male man has to step up and bring her back onto her throne. You see what I'm saying? That's that's part of our duty. You feel me? To make sure that she's back on her throne. You see what I'm saying? Not to dethrone her. You feel me? Y'all have gotten so low that you have taken the most beautiful, the most precious, the most sacred aspect of the great, well, I'm going to use that term divinity, of the great divinity, which is the mother, the goddess, the God. And y'all flipped her around and threw her on her stomach and made her a bitch, a female dog. And she's so lost. She has allowed you to do that, and now she calls herself a bitch. And not just a bitch, but a bad one. That is sickening, man. So y'all will continue to fight. Continue to fight. And the more you fight, the more you will see that there's going to be more confusion. Your children that come from the supposed relationship or the union of the male man and the female man, you'll realize that those children are going to be lost. Okay? They're going to end up either dead or in jail. They're going to be imprisoned. Because there's no light. There's no light, no truth within that relationship. So they grew up not respecting the mother. They grew up running to the father, but the father is never in the home. Why? Because the father was the one who abandoned the first child. You see, y'all don't know the truth, man. Y'all don't know the truth. The father was the one who abandoned the first son. You feel me? Left him on the ground, lifeless, until the mother came and gave him life and said, stand up, my son. That's why a mother knows her son and a son knows his mother. I'm not even going to be on here too much longer, man, because I'm telling you, man, it does something to my soul and my spirit because people are so lost. It's like I want to isolate myself from this world and be in a place by myself and not even mingle with man or mankind, because both of them are the same. They're lost. And y'all on the internet thinking y'all better than everybody else because you got a so-called dark skin or black skin, man. No, it's your mind, man. It's your mind. It ain't got nothing to do with the flesh. It is the manos, the mind. That's what determines where your journey leads to. It's not your damn flesh. I don't care how much melanin you got. You could have melanin and sell it by the ton. Yes, it's going to make you money. But where's it going to take you when it's all said and done? Where's it going to take you? So I say, y'all are so lost, man. It's not even funny, man. And I'm not here bashing nobody. I'm just saying it's just sickening. And y'all thinking y'all living truth. You're not living truth. And you're not preaching truth. You're preaching what you were told. I was given access and permission into the mind of the creator. In fact, I wouldn't even say creator because there is no creators. Nothing was created. Everything already existed in the forethought. Everything already existed in an ideal. So there's no creation, man. So let me take that back. But I'm speaking in terms so that you may comprehend. If I really speak in the parables, then you will not get it, because once again, it's almost impossible for the physical mind to comprehend the things of the spirit. So everything existed as an ideal, as an idea in the mind, the universal mind of the great mother. And the mother is not male or female. No, it's not. The mother is where everything, every potential is within. It's not a her, it's not a he. That's the mother. Something that you can't explain. She has no name. She has no identity. She was the invisible that became the visible. But the closest thing she could have brought to herself is what we call the female man. And the female man don't know who she is because she's lost, because she has allowed the male man to tell her who she is in a damn book called the Bible. And y'all don't even know what it means. It's all symbolic. It's metaphysical. It's allegorical. So until the male man learn to comprehend that he has to respect the female man, then we will continue to be in this perpetual cycle of physical slavery. You feel me? Y'all got to get that, man. And I'm talking to all y'all egotistical mailman. And I'm not talking about the one that work for UPS or the one that work for the United States Postal Office. That's not the mailman I'm talking about. I'm talking about you, the one that call yourself man. You're not a man. You are a woman because you came from the womb of the man. And the female that's calling herself a woman, she's not even a woman. I mean, she's not even a woman in that sense. She's a woman, but she came from the womb of the man. And the original man is mother. You see, they got you also twisted. It's not even funny. But once again, you have to know the truth in order to speak the truth. And the first emanation of mother was the light. And the light, of course, is darkness. And I made a comment one time on YouTube, and I told a brother that I'm the light. But he didn't know what I was talking about. You see what I'm saying? So, and he said, all there is darkness. And he's right. You know what I'm saying? But when I said I'm the light, I'm talking about the first emanation from the mother. That was the light, but the light is actually darkness. You see, our eyes are creating illusions. And I'm not talking about black. I'm talking about darkness. There's a difference between black and darkness. Darkness is absolute. All black is an essence that shows or you see because it absorbs certain lights, okay, on the visible light spectrum. And white does the opposite. White and black is the same thing. They just do different things. It's the same thing. That's why Michael Jackson said it don't matter if you're black or white. Michael Jackson was speaking truth, but a lot of you just couldn't get it. It ain't got nothing to do with the color of skin, man. The primordial essence is what we call darkness. And from that essence came the primordial light, which is also darkness, but it had to be differentiated. In other words, a lesser darkness or a brighter darkness. So the brighter darkness came out of the mother. That's what's called the son, the logos, the first son. They deemed Christ. And that Christ had many personifications. Jesus, Yeshua, Mithra, Zeus. I could go on and on. But it's all darkness. Not darkness meaning bad. That is what we are being taught. So the first emanation was the central sun. And the sun that we are seeing is not the real sun. No, it goes, this is just the seventh shadow of the sun. So can you imagine if you have to see the first sun, you cannot see it with your physical eyes. It will blind you. It will blind you. You can't see it. But that's the earthly, what I call emanation of the mother. And from that mother, she had to, again, become another shadow of a shadow of a shadow to create the moon, which is the man. And that's where all the male gods come from. You feel me? And those gods had to create in their own likeness and image. But like I said, man, I will break all that down in the book. I just wanted to come on here and ask my brothers to stop. Stop with the egotistical bullshit. You feel me? Stop. You are in your ego. Stop it. Let it go. And I'm not saying that if a mother doesn't know who she is, then she's supposed to run the household. I'm not saying that because you don't want a household that's in disarray. I'm not saying that. All right. But if she is not where she is and you yourself, you don't know where you are, then learn together. But allow her to be who she is supposed to be. She's supposed to be the one that handles the home, not you. That is not your job. That's why a lot of you are trying to be females right now, because you're trying to understand, well, how can I be the head of the household and I'm a man? I'm a male man. So you want to be the female man, which is the one that's supposed to be the head of the household, the mother. Or the variation of the mother, which is the female man. So once again, I know all this may be a little bit confusing, but I'll break all that down. All right, so I'm about to get out of here, man. I'm just giving y'all something to think about, something to ponder. And I don't care how many of you try to refute it, how many of you try to rebuttal it. Trust me, it's a conversation that you're wasting. Don't even waste your time. I'm not even going to pay attention to your comments, because once again, you don't know the truth. All right? You don't know the truth. That truth is within us. And that's a truth that's is not in books. I'm going to put it in the books. You feel me? It's the story. It hasn't been written. Of course, you have different spurts of information in different places, but the complete story of mother hasn't been told in its entirety. And I'm going to tell it. I'm going to tell it. So therefore, my book will be a book like something you have never seen or read. Of course, of course, it's going to take you back to certain information. Oh, you know what? I read that in the Bible. Oh, you know what? I read this in this article. Oh, you know what? I read this from this book. But I'm going to bring it together and let it make sense to everybody. And let you know that the only thing that exists is man. Man. There's no creation. There's no creation. What we call God, there's no gods. All that stuff was invented. The only thing that really exists is man. Even all the gods was jealous of man, because man was the only one that could be or do what they couldn't do, which was bring the two essence together. The spirit of light and the spirit of darkness dwell in one body. The only entity that could do that was man. So that's why the man was feared by the gods. They'll even tell it to you in the movie Adam. When Adam said, I fear no one or I serve no one. You see, y'all don't even know the symbolic meaning of that. But of course, they had different Adams. There were 7 different Adams. 7 different Adams. Because they have to descend into what we call matter. Matter was the last Adam, which is the earthly manifestation of that higher self. So God didn't create man. Man created gods. And I know that's going to go over a lot of heads, but it's okay. It's all right. One day you will get it, because it's not meant for everybody to get. And here come all the religious, the biblical, whatever you want to call them. Oh, it's blasphemy. Oh, well, you don't even know what the Most High is. The Most High is, once again, the mother. And I'm not talking about the mother in the sense of what you think of. No. I'm talking about in the incomprehensible sense. That's who the mother is. But the mother gave us something to look forward to, something to build with, all right, which is the sensual sun. That's her shining in her glories, and her 7 rays are her 7 sons. The 7 suns, the 7 planets, the 7 oceans, the 7 continents, the 7 chakras. Those are her sons. And the only way to get back to mother is to unlock those 7 chakras. That's what they talk about in Revelations, the 7 seals. But of course, y'all thinking is what these Jews tell you it is. No, man. These rabbis, no, they're not telling you the symbolic meaning of these things. They're not telling you what it is, man. So the only way to get to the mother is through her sons. You have to unlock those chakras, man. You have to unlock them. And the crown chakra is not white. The crown chakra is violet. White is not pure light. White is actually corrupted light. Don't let them fool you, man. White is corruption, and black is also corruption of the pure light, the pure darkness. Is a degraded version of that. That's why white and black, they got y'all twisted with this illusion. They are the same thing. They just do opposite things. One absorbs and one reflects. But it cannot affect the true absolute light, which is darkness. It cannot affect it. So therefore, darkness cannot absorb pure light. It could only absorb the visible light. In other words, the light that's visible to the physical eye. That's why it's limited. That's why it's called be lack. It's lacking the essence of comprehending the absolute light. And all this is esoteric knowledge that the regular mind is not supposed to be taught. Even the allegorical Jesus said it. The mysteries wasn't supposed to be for the layman, because the layman will not get it, man. You have to be in the spirit to truly comprehend those things. So I'm not here to make you feel bad about yourself. All I'm just saying is relax, chill, relax. Well, the spirit is in you. It depends on what you say spirit, Kenny. The spirit, you have good spirits, what you call so-called good spirits, and you have what you call so-called bad spirits. In essence, they are not bad or good. You know what I'm saying? But to us, with our comprehension of things, in order to differentiate, there are some good spirits and there are some bad spirits, right? So therefore, all of it is actually inside of you. You see what I'm saying? It's inside you. And you have the good spirits and you have the so-called bad spirits. The so-called bad spirit is the ones that tempt you, okay? What they call the adversary. Satan is not, okay, a man in hell with a pitchfork, with a red outfit. No. All Satan means is adversary. That's all it means. The opposite of. Okay? So the opposite of the good spirit is the bad spirit, which is Satan. So to answer your question, tell me, where is the spirit, and how does the spirit tell a person lies? It's within your mind. It's within your mind. It's that little voice that's in you. Okay? It is a voice that's in you that tells you, okay, when you do something and you feel that, you know what, it's something that you shouldn't have done, then you'll tell somebody, you know what, something told me. It is that something that told you. That is the good spirit. You feel me? Okay? Exactly. I'm Brown. I don't know how to pronounce the first name, so I'm just gonna say Brown. You see what I'm saying? So once again, it is that it's actually within you, because the flesh is not you. If you're able to to just kind of like be in silence and allow the higher self, the I am, the higher ego, to just let go of itself and connect to, the umbilical cord that it was cut of or from. That's why when a baby is born, they cut the umbilical cord. That's a spiritual connection. You feel me? But if you allow the higher ego, the higher self, the I am in you, to just let go of the senses, then you're able to connect into the mind of the universe. And then you'll be able to see those truths. You'll be able to see those things. It will tell you, it will talk to you. You feel me? And you will be able to discern the voice of the mother, because the son knows the voice of the mother. And when I say son, I'm talking about both sons and daughters, okay? Is just only differentiated in our physical mental sense, but there's no difference between the son and the daughter. You feel me? They're only differentiated here on earth. You feel me? They're only differentiated here on earth. The only differentiation comes with the comprehensive mind. You feel me? It is the only way to try to analyze or make sense or perceive of those things. But at some point, you have to let go of the carnal mind. The carnal mind, you have to let go of that and allow the what I call the spiritual mind, if I may. Because only the things of the spirit comprehend the things of the spirit. You see what I'm saying? So that's why an avatar was needed. An avatar, which is the flesh of the lower man, that was needed in order to consummate the perfect marriage, which is the true spirit and the flesh. In other words, God and Satan had to be married in man. That's why man is the perfect man. That's where they found the union. You see, they got y'all thinking Satan is bad and this, all that, and you should curse Satan. No, even in the Bible, it tells you do not curse any of the other gods. Satan was a god and is a god. But people are so lost in the truth, they don't know. Now, there's a difference between an evil demon. Now you have demons, which are so-called evil demons. You see, all this stuff it has to be broken down. And that's why it's taken me so long. And I wouldn't say it's taken me so long because I'm right on time. But, from other people's perception, that's why it's taken me so long to write this book, because I don't want to rush it. I'm making sure I know I've done my due diligence, and I'm making sure when I give you the information that I've given you my all. And that's why I'm breaking all this down. My brothers and sisters, everything that you are seeing with your physical eyes, everything that you're feeling with your physical with your physical sense of feel, everything that you're hearing with your physical ears, everything that you're tasting with your physical taste buds, it is all an illusion. When you look at yourself in the mirror, that is an illusion. That is not you. It is not you. And that's why we are so lost, because we don't know who we truly are. That's why we are so disconnected. Individuals divided from the all. And I just told myself I was going to go half an hour. You see, when you're moving, you're moving. You feel me? But I needed that break anyway. So I hope all this makes sense, man. So I implore you, my brothers, okay? If you see sisters and they are not where they're supposed to be, don't degrade them even more. Teach them, uplift them, okay? But not from the perspective of you trying to overpower them or trying to rule them. The sisters were not meant to be ruled, man. That's why, you're always going to be met with that rebellious nature. It was never supposed to be that way. Why? Because she is the eternal fire. How can you calm fire? You cannot calm fire. You feel me? And man is actually, they tell you that the water is a female entity. That's not true. Water is a male entity, and the male is always trying to put out the fire, but you cannot put out the fire because that eternal fire will dry the water eventually. So a lot of your relationships will be dried out because you're trying to put out the fire in the woman with your water substance. You can't do that, son. You can't. You feel me? You can't do that. No way. A true sister that knows who she is, you could never put out her fire. I don't care how much water you come with. So what is a true male man in his true essence is supposed to do? He's supposed to work with his fire. Create the balance where his water don't put out her fire and her fire don't put out his water. Because man is the moon. They got y'all messed up in y'all head thinking that the moon is the woman. Nah, that's false doctrine, okay? That's false doctrine, man. That's not real. That's an illusion. The woman is the sun. She's the light of the world. All that knowledge came from this Jehovah, those Jehovahists and those Islamists and those, Nazarenes. Okay, that's where that knowledge came from, because they are strictly dealing from a perspective of the lower gods, the demigods, the El Mano gods, the moon gods, the lunar gods. Okay, and the solar gods most of them were male in nature, but they came from the mother. Okay, they came from the mother. You could never have a son without the mother, but you could have a son without the father. You see, y'all don't get it. Y'all don't get it. It is called the Immaculate Conception, because the father came through the mother, and the father was the mother. The father was the father and the son at the same time, and the brother at the same time of the mother. But once again, the physical mind cannot comprehend the things of the spirit. So stop allowing your physical mind to blind you. And let's put the mother back where she belongs. And I'm not talking about corrupted women. There's a difference. I'm not talking about corrupted female man. I'm not talking about that. None. Those are supposed to stay where they are, beneath. If they don't want to ascend, let them stay where they at. But if you see a sister is making an effort, then pick her up. Put her on that pedestal where she belongs. Y'all want to call yourself Aborigines, but yet still you want to be the head of the home. Nah, man. We had a matrilineal system, man. Even when we had the Council of Elders, it was 13 of it. They had it in 13s and 24. But 13 was the ruling majority. And you had 6 and 6. And guess who was the 13th? The mother, the Godhead. You want your culture? I'm giving you our culture. But once again, it wasn't from a perspective of, well, I control you. No, it was from a perspective of respect, natural order. Okay? Natural order. The natural laws. In natural law, the woman is the head of the home. Even in governments, they will not tell you. They will not tell you. That's why the clan mother was the most significant. But y'all running around. Who you think, solidified the chiefs? It was the clan mothers. Only your mother could make you a chief, son. Not you. So the mother is the most high. And some people are so afraid. Even the female man, she's so afraid. They would come on the post, well, chief, I hear what you said. I know you're speaking some truth, but I believe in the Most High. You don't know what the Most High is. You don't know who the Most High is. You don't know. The Most High is not a he or a she. The Most High it cannot be described. It's indescribable. It's imperishable. It's incorruptible. But yes, it is the mother. And not mother in the sense of a female or a male. No. It is sexless, but yet still every sex is in it. It is colorless, but yet still every color is in it. It is nothing, but everything is in it. That is the true Most High. That's why I say y'all don't know what Most High is. Y'all are focusing on the emanations that came through the Most High. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong in acknowledging gods. Nothing wrong with that. Because gods were created. All gods were created. Okay? When I say created, meaning that they came from somewhere. Although creation is not the proper word, but in English, there's no other term to use. So I have to use the word create. But they were emanations, they were manifestations that came through the mother. First, that essence had to become what I call conscious of itself, because there was no consciousness. There was no one to perceive. There was no being. So everything was in beingness. But then in beingness, the first being came to be, which was the Father. But of course, the Father had to acknowledge the mother. So the Father is fatherless, but the Father is not motherless. And that's why you see we are going around. It don't matter in what relationship, it's always the mother that's there. Mother's baby, father's maybe. It's always the father. You see, yeah, it's right in front of your eyes, but you can't see it because you're too blind. And you blame it. Oh, well, the man is not this and the man is not here. The man was never meant to be there. Not that I'm saying that the male man should not step up. I'm not saying that. But that's in his nature. It's in his nature to never be there. That's why in cultures, men would leave for 6 months at a time. A whole year, go to different tribes and camps. Because that's in the nature of the male man. His responsibility was not supposed to be in the home. I hear women, the female woman talk about, oh, well, the man is the provider. No, the woman is the provider. She was the one who created civilization. She's the one who taught male men how to grow crops. I'm teaching y'all real truth. Real truth. No, it doesn't mean that he cannot take up some of the responsibilities like he should do, because once again, create that balance. But in his true nature, man, he's always going to be that. But anyway, I'm about to get out of here. All right. So, like I said, man, I just wanted to come do this video because I'm just seeing enough is enough with the nonsense, man. Enough is enough with all these lost people. Okay. And y'all truly think that y'all are speaking truth and conviction. You feel me? So for me, people have to, once again, man, when you read all these books, whether it's biblical, whether it's the Quran, any one of them, you have to realize these books were written in a dualistic nature to reflect everything in this world. You feel me? The true Bible is in the cosmos, but the interpretation of the true cosmos is in these books. You feel me? So you have to comprehend the dualistic nature of those texts. They will not tell you that it was the Elohim were many gods. They will not tell you that. They will not tell you that there were many variations of Adam. They will not tell you that when it's all said and done, when the completion of this Adam, there were two Adam. You had Adam of the spirit and Adam of the flesh. And they had to come together to create the perfect man. They will not tell you that. They will not tell you that there were two Seth. It's right in the Bible. I could decode and break it down and show you. There's two Seth. There's two Abel. They will not tell you all that. It is two different bloodlines. The bloodline for the left and the bloodline for the right. The bloodline of good and the bloodline of evil. They will not tell you that there were two Christs. They will not tell you that there were two Christs. There was a Christ from the bad bloodline, which is the Nazarene, and then you had the Christ from the other bloodline, which is what they call Yeshua. They will not tell you that. And it wasn't Yeshua that got crucified. It was the Nazarene Jesus that got crucified. They will not tell you that because he had to repent of his sins. They will not tell you the truth because they themselves don't even know the truth. Even God in the Bible had to repent. I could go show you the verse right now. So how can you have a God that's sinful, that has to repent? Because people don't realize it was two different gods. One of the Bible, which is the main character, and the one that was in the back scenes. He wasn't the main star, but he was a star. But because the world had to be given to the main star in the Bible, Jehovah, Yahweh, Allah, all of them, they are the ones that became the star. So yet still the world was given to them. They are the lesser gods. The lunar god. But they are just reflections, shadows. Okay? They are just shadows of the lunar gods. People truly believe that. People believe in a God that could die. How can your God die? How can your Christ die? Christ cannot die. The true Christ cannot die. How can you be immortal and die at the same time? You see, people just don't think. They don't discern the words of the Spirit. It was two stories crammed up in one book from all these different cultures in the world. That's what the Bible is. Or everything in the Bible came from thousands of years in different cultures, telling the same story. But the Bible just put it together and just confused the hell out of everybody. Not realizing that hell is actually the earth, Hades, so Sheol. That is the true hell. And heaven is the higher abodes. And you have different levels or dimensions of heavens, just like how you have different dimensions of earth. And the lowest one is the abyss is called Sheol. Exactly. You're absolutely right, Brown. And man is transcendent. People have to understand that. So I'm glad a lot of you out there getting it. You know what I'm saying? Because we are in the age of the awakening, the enlightenment, where, and that's what I'm doing. Even in the Bible, I could go show you right now where the allegorical Jesus said, what? If you believe in me, you will go ahead and do greater things than I did. And that's what we are doing. Raising the dead, meaning not the physical dead, but the spiritually dead, meaning that those in ignorance, those in the corrupted darkness. Because the true light is pure darkness, which is astral light. That's why you have the degraded version of black and white being the same thing. People don't get it. So y'all out here thinking that you're better than so-called white people. White people thinking they're better than so-called black people when you guys are all the same. Degenerated versions of corrupted light, corrupted darkness. And like I said, that will go over many heads. So rise in truth, man. Okay? Let go of the illusions. Everything that we've been taught. I'm not saying all of it is a lie. You feel me? But learn. And when they tell you man was born in sin, there's no such thing as sin, man. There's no such thing as sins. There are negative actions and there are positive actions. Negative actions are what we'll call sin. That's why in the true laws, not commandments, laws, the laws of Ma'at, which was universal, they were called negative confessions. Okay? I will not. It's not thou shalt not. Nobody's supposed to give true God's commands, but the God is supposed to set his own affirmations. I will not this. I will not that. I will not this. And then Moses learned from the Egyptians. Where do you think Moses got his knowledge from? All this has to do with initiation of the adepts, the well-learned. Jesus was a magi. They were all magicians. It was about black magic versus white magic. And I'm not talking about white as the color that you see. No, I'm talking about black magic, meaning that the pure magic, which is dark. Okay, I'm not talking about black. They gave it the wrong word, but it's dark magic versus light magic, which is corrupted darkness. Okay, they were all masons, the builders, all the builders of the universe, the seven watchers were all masons. So when you truly comprehend the knowledge, you will know what it was. Moses was a mason. They were all, it's all allegory. Abraham was a mason. It's all allegorical. You feel me? They were not real people, man. It's all allegory, man. And their stories were being told through men. And what they call falling into sin, there were many falls, there were many wars in heaven. And the first war in heaven was the higher self falling into matter, which was what they call sin matter. Okay? And then the moon was actually associated with sin because that was the moon's sin. The sin is moon. So when they tell you all was born in sin, meaning that born in the moon, from the moon, the lunar gods, sin, that's what it means. But that's not true because all were not born in sin, because some were born from the solar gods, the pre-Adamites, the Americanos. Man, listen, I don't think y'all ready for this. Y'all ain't ready for this? Well, some of y'all are. So let me don't generalize. You feel me? Okay? That's all it means, man. Light workers and dark workers, magicians. Brown, you on point. That's what I'm talking about. You feel me? So me, when I get my wives, I want my wives to be, mothers. You know what I'm saying? Mothers. It ain't got nothing to do with the flesh, man. The mother, she gets it. Okay? The female man, she gets it. Let the inverted gods, let them be inverted gods, which is bitches. Let them be that. I don't want that. I don't want no upside down God. I don't want that. Let me see if I can pronounce that. AMI. AMI, right? That's correct? AMI? Just to make sure I get it right. All right, beautiful. I appreciate that. Now, that's what I'm talking about. You feel me? I respect that. All right, but anyway, lineage, man, I'm about to get out of here. I told you I was gonna do like half an hour. We're over an hour right now, but when I get excited, that's what the spirit does, man. Right now, mother is just mother is just enjoying this right now. You feel me? Because I'm dropping those seeds of life, man. All there is life. There's no such thing as death. All right, death only comes in the flesh lineage. You know what I mean? And we are all imprisoned by that. We are all in prison. We are all in prison, man. All right? We are all in prison, and people don't understand or comprehend the true etymology or the meaning of Lucifer and Satan. They don't know the difference. Satan is not Lucifer, and Lucifer is not Satan, although Lucifer became Satan because of false teachings. You feel me? You did. No doubt, Brother Terry, no doubt. You feel me? So we have to get that, man. There's nothing, although the true etymology of the word God means to evoke. All right. So when you call yourself God, basically you are evoking a spirit. But the question remains, which spirit are you evoking? Are you evoking a spirit of truth and love, or are you evoking a spirit of lies and hate? So It's always important when you call yourself God, always differentiate. Call yourself either a corruptible God or an incorruptible God. You see, there's a difference. I'm giving y'all the true breakdown of all this. Okay, God is not a noun, okay, or a pronoun. It wasn't meant for that. God is an action word, which means to evoke or pour libation. So whenever you say God, you are evoking something of either the higher realm or the lower realm. So if you call yourself a God, once again, you put that out there in the universe. Then if you want to attach to that action word, incorruptible, incorruptible God. I am an incorruptible God. Why? Because I'm evoking the spirit of the incorruptible essence. It's deep, but when you know truth, it is not deep at all. You feel me? All right. So I appreciate y'all, man. And I hope, this video was, at least some type of enlightenment, to those who are actually seeking more. Seek and ye shall find. Don't be afraid to seek. You see what I'm saying? The blinders that we were given by all religions, there's going to become a time where there's going to be no religion, or at least what we call this modernized religion. The only true religion is going to be truth, all right? And which is love. That's going to be the only religion, all right? What separates us is the illusion that's being created by those senses. You feel me? Whether it's rich or poor, whether it's so-called black or so-called white, whether it's this race or that race, all of this is illusions. They are all illusions. All of it. You feel me? All of it, they're all illusions, man. And the foundation of it all, okay, was actually in the Americas, the immovable race. And I'm going to break all that down. You feel me? I'm going to break all that down. You did? So everybody's journey is what it is. Yeah, absolutely not. I'm not gonna rush it though. I mean, like I truly won't. That's why I'm taking my time, because, for me, I know I can't rush it, because it's more than just wanting to just put a book out there. You feel me? I'm literally making a testament. So the title of the book, is actually let me see, because I'm making a testament. Let me see, what page is this? Page 154. Give me 1 second right now. Let me give you that. All right, page 357. So the title of the book is called If Therefore Then I Be Single. All right, and then in lower text, The Whole Body Shall Be Full of Light, A Genesis to Revelation by Chief Kalanago, book 1 and 2. So it's actually 2 books in one, because I was going to do 2 different books, but I was like, you know what, it's going to be kind of crazy to do 2 different books. And I had the book at 600 and something pages, but I had to really condense it. You know what I mean? So I condensed it, and now I'm on actually 300 and something pages, but I don't want to make it more than 400 pages. It's so much information, but I want to make sure that I take my time and give you the information. Yeah. AMI, is definitely a lot of information, and different learnings. That's why people had to go through initiations to really get this learning, and they had to, with those initiations, they had to literally go through the experience like it was real. So when they came from the initiation and they graduated, so to speak, then the adepts, or what you call the prophets, all right, they would tell their story in allegorical form. You see what I'm saying? And those are the people, the prophets, the apostles. They were all adepts. They were all what you call masons. This thing ain't got nothing to do with what people think it is. It has nothing to do with that. It is all allegory. Of course, there's a little bit of, it's not all mythological. It's not all. Some of it, I would say 95% of it is myth. You see what I'm saying? But what they did, they injected some reality in it. You feel me? With certain periods and ages of time where people could go back and relate and say, oh, well, you know what? Well, Pilate was real. Well, you know, well, this was real. So people think the entire story is real. But no, you have to be in the spirit to discern the real from the literal from the illiteral. You see what I'm saying? So you have to be able to dissect the allegorical aspect of what it is from the reality of what it is. But just know that over 90% of it is allegory. Even in Galatians, it tells you about, you know, what's her name? I think it was, what is her name? Man, from Sinai. I think it was with Abraham. Okay, but it was all allegory. You know what I'm saying? So all that stuff is allegory, man. It's not what you think it is. You feel me? You dig? And I tell people I did not have to join any type of fraternity. I did not have to join nothing to get that information, because I was led to that information because I knew there was something wrong, or just something wasn't coherent, so to speak, you know? And I just had to go find self. I just had to go find self. And the deeper I got into myself, into the knowledge of myself, the more I was initiated. You see what I'm saying? And it had to happen in steps. Every time, you know, something became burdensome, all right, I had to calm down and go into self, quiet the mind, and ask for permission to get into certain dimensions of information. And then after a certain time, it just opened up. Okay. I felt the completion of the initiation. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, it's all spiritual, man. You know what I mean? Yeah. No doubt. No doubt. You feel me? So comprehend this, all right? That what you are right now, when you look at yourself at the mirror, you are the most prized, okay, from what came on high. All right. It was through you. It was able to comprehend what it was, because it had no perception of self. You feel me? Because there was no eyes to see. There was no ears to hear. There was no brain to comprehend or perceive what it was. So it had to create within itself, without itself. In other words, create from within so that there would be an outward self in order to comprehend what's within. You feel me? So that's what we have to do. You have to go within to comprehend the true nature of who you are and realize that we are all one. We are all, but however, because of what it was supposed to be, in order to perceive all of this, the different characteristics, the different dimension of this all, we had to be individualized. And like I said, that's why it's something that I call individual, divided in the all. But yet still, we are still connected on that higher plane. The illusion only takes place here. You feel me? And that's why the gods were jealous of man, because man had something that they didn't. You see what I'm saying? Before the perfect man, the perfect Adam, there was no differentiation in a sense where the higher self could comprehend the lower self, and the higher self could, and the lower self could comprehend the higher self. That didn't exist because that brain, okay, did not have the senses to perceive that. But when it was accomplished, all right, in that man, where the higher self was able to perceive the lower self, then the gods became jealous and wanted to kill that man. So he kicked him out of the garden. You feel me? Because he learned the true knowledge that he was able to do what the gods did and even more. You feel me? So I'm teaching y'all things, man. Like I said, they only taught in those mystery schools. All right. That's why at the age of 12, where did Jesus have to go? He had to go to Egypt to become a Mason. Again, it's all allegory, man. You feel me? It's all allegory. It's not real. It's real, but it's not. It's not literal. Put it that way. So let me not use real. It's not literal. Literal doesn't mean unreal. Okay, for those of you who will get what I just said. You feel me? But just know all that you are being taught in religion, it came from ancient different cultures. I'm talking about thousands of years, even before, the so-called Jews and Hebrews and all this different sects of religion, Islam and all that. That knowledge came way before them. And even before the people it came from, they got it from the cosmos, which is the ultimate place, the ultimate Bible. The first man was in the cosmos. So y'all have yourself an amazing continuation. I love y'all, man. And that's why I do what I do. You feel me? The truth is here and the truth will prevail. Don't allow anybody to hit you with these illusions, and it saddens me that the male man has such a contempt for the female man. It burdens my heart. And I mean, I'm a grown man, but I lay down in my meditation and I cry. I cry for the mother. You know what I'm saying? I cry for the female man because she don't know who she is. And the male man don't know who she is. He just thinks she's an entity that he's supposed to just walk over, control. No, man, you are lost, bruh. You are lost. And you will never find yourself if you think you're supposed to control the mother. You feel me? She's the one who brought you here, son. You feel me? So you can't control her. She's the fire, you are the water. And don't think your water could put her out, because that true eternal fire will dry you out, bruh. So y'all are fighting a battle that you can't win. You can't win. And it amazes me when people see a depiction. The Super Bowl was all allegory. The Super Bowl was a ritual that was played right in front of your face. And many of you was just too blind to see it, because why? You and your lower self. You feel me? You and your lower self. I'm going to break down the Super Bowl for you. That's why you have to see Rihanna on the cover. I don't know whether the cover was real or not. It's irrelevant. But there's a cover of Rihanna with the sun and ASAP is in the back. That is stuff. It's an allegory. It's a message that they're giving you. What you have to comprehend is this. Okay? Everything that we are dealing with right now, so as above, so is below. It's a spiritual rejuvenation that's taking place. Okay? And the mother has to take back her place, you lost souls. You feel me? Oh, well, they're trying to show that the woman is going to lead the man. She's always been the leader, you idiots. Okay, they have to tell you the truth in symbolic ways. You feel me? So what they're telling you is, Rihanna, why you think she had to expose her stomach? Okay, because they are telling you. I mean, I don't want to disrespect my brothers, man, but stop, man, stop. What they're telling you is this: Rihanna all in red. Red symbolizes the blood, okay, and the blood is what purifies, okay, from the mother. All right. So the first rose that came on earth came from the blood of the mother, and from all smelling beauty. The scent of the flowers came from the mother. The period. I'm not talking about the cannibalistic period that women have. The period women used to have back in the days, that was what was worshipped. Okay. Men used to take that and bathe in that. Okay. For those of you who might think it's gross, trust me, y'all don't know what truth is. I'm not talking about the carnal female man. I'm talking about when woman was in her pure essence. Men used to bathe in her blood. They used to drink her blood. So they're showing you right here on that Super Bowl ritual that the mother, not Rihanna, okay, stop looking at Rihanna. The mother is taking back her rightful place. You feel me? Not the female man. Rihanna is the female man. I'm talking about the mother, the essence of which all came through. She is ready to do what again? The red represents before she was the virgin. Okay, so when she was the virgin, okay, she became child. The blood had to be spilled. That's what the red meant. The spilling of the blood of the celestial virgin, giving birth to the son. You dig? That's what it means. That's what it means. And I could even take it deeper. How do you think a so-called pale man that's literally five feet and change? I forgot his name, the one that won the slam dunk contest. I'm gonna give y'all a game, man. Let me give y'all a game. Because y'all are just too blind to see. Because why? You are in your physical lower self trying to perceive things of the spirit. Can anybody look up for me on Google the guy that won the slam dunk contest? What's his name and what's his height? I'm gonna wait real quick because I don't want to look it up and get out of the live. I mean, I could do it, but can anybody tell me his name real quick and his height? The guy who won the slam dunk contest. All right, man. Everybody's a little slow on this. Let me see if I can find it myself. I thought we was on the same page, lineage. Thought y'all was gonna pull that up for me real quick. Yeah, McClung, something like that, right? Can anybody tell me what's his height? While you're doing that, let me explain to you the spiritual message behind that. Okay, that was just what we call an allegorical, yeah, Mark McLean, something like that. That was just an allegorical message, okay, to show you that the lower self, okay, the lower self, so think about it. You're trying to tell me that there's no so-called brother in the NBA who could have out-dunked this dude? My brothers and sisters, it's all planned. It's all planned. The three-pointer competition had to be won by I'm going blank right now. Dillard. Dillard had to shoot the three-pointer. The three represents in allegory, three represents the mother, father, and son. Okay, the triad, the trio. The original trio were, of course, people of so-called color. So he had to shoot the three-pointer and win that three-pointer. Okay, which, of course, from the higher self, which is the original people, they had to give birth to the lower people. The lower self, we are living in an age of enlightenment, and the lower self have to take flight. The lower self is now raising towards the level of the higher self. So the triage, the three-pointer, which is the brother of so-called color, okay, is now on the same level, the midpoint. The perfect man is being formed again, where the lowest man, okay, the pale man in his nature is rising in flight to meet the higher self. It is all symbolic. And of course, Rihanna at the Super Bowl, again, mixing all that together is even they all, let me tell you something. The Super Bowl, which is the NFL, basketball, they are all owned by the same people. They all know what they're doing. It's all rituals. It may not make sense to a lot of y'all, but this is exactly what it means. So the lower self, it's time for the lower, and it has nothing to do with color. That's what they're making you think it's about color. So people will say, he's white. How can he win the slam dunk competition? I know there's so-called black men. It ain't got nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with that. Okay? They are giving you the illusion or the version of the illusion. But it's truly about the lower self stepping up into its higher self, taking flight. That's what it means. Esoterically, that's what it means. And I'm sitting here looking at this and I'm like, wow, they're really teaching. But how many people are going to miss this? So my brothers, the Super Bowl ain't got nothing to do with they're trying to make a woman control you, man. That's not what it means, man. They're just giving you a message, the truth. You feel me? That's what it means. Why do you think After a man leaves his mother, he's supposed to cling to his what? Cling to his wife. Why do you think so? They didn't tell you the other way around. When she leave her father, she's supposed to cling to her husband. No, man. He cling to his wife because she's the one that's the head of the household, fam. The female man. And I'm seeing female man because there is only man. And you guys were taught that man is male man. No, man is man. There's a difference between the male man and the female man. Man encompasses the all, the androgynous being, that's man. And when the separation came, okay, they had to be separated in he male and he female, created he them. So that he is plural, androgynous. You dig? And from the separation, the differentiation, you had male man and female man. But until the first Adam, they were all androgynous. It was just Adam, that race. All of them was androgynous. Okay? And it wasn't until Enoch, okay, not Enoch, Enos. It wasn't until Enos was the son of man, the first separation of man and woman. Everything is allegory, my brothers and sisters. Okay? But like I said, I'm breaking all that down for y'all in the book. So you'll have a complete comprehension of what that is, so you could free yourself of all these religions. Okay? Enos was the first son of man. You see, it's all allegory. Why they told you that? I thought Jesus was the son of man. You see what I'm saying? They're not telling y'all the truth, family. Well, they are, but they're telling it to you in codes, in symbols, allegorical stories. I appreciate that spiritual elevation. I'm here. I'm still here. You know, I'm just in solitude right now, working on some information. You know, getting all these downloads from the universal mind. You know what I mean? I had to go into solitude. So to all my brothers and sisters, you know what I mean? It's like I'm not abandoning you guys. No, that's not what it is. All right. I'm just following my higher self, and it had to take me into isolation so that I'm just take myself away from the world. Okay, or what we call the world, so that I could get into this and truly get the true meaning of all of it. You feel me? So all through the first few chapters of Genesis, it ain't got nothing to do with nothing else except for esotericism, allegories. It's all about that. It's all about that. All right. It wasn't until Enos was the first physical man, meaning that came from an actual male man and a female man. Everything else before that was man finding his way into differentiation, which is the separation of the sexes. Okay? Cain and Abel wasn't two men. Cain was the male aspect and Abel was the female aspect, and the spilling of the blood was an effort into separating the male from the female. Okay? Cain wasn't Adam's son. Cain was the son of the Lord God. Okay? That's why Eve said she got that son from the Lord. But however, the bloodline had to continue. So the pure Adam had to create in his own likeness, not in the likeness of the Lord, because that Lord was corrupted. Man, I'm telling you, I'm not sure if y'all are ready for this. But some of y'all are ready for this. It doesn't matter if you call them Anunnaki. It doesn't matter if you call them Elohim. It's the same story being told. The Anunnaki is just an earlier version of the same story of man. Even the Anunnaki was jealous of man. So the Anunnaki have no power over me. I'm greater than the Anunnaki. You feel me? See, people have to understand these things, man. It's all about you. And you are the greatest thing that ever walked the face of this earth is man. Whether in your lowest self or your highest self, you are the greatest thing that ever walked the face of this earth. That's why all the gods they had that a love-hate relationship with their so-called creation. You feel me? But it wasn't a creation because man always existed. All of it, again, is the same story being told, whether you go to Anunnaki, Nigerians, new, it doesn't matter. Just always think of it, okay, as knowing that it is your story. It is just your story being allegorized with all these different names and cultures and symbols and myths. It is all about you. That's it. It is you telling your story in all these different versions. There's nothing but you, nothing but you. Whether it's I in your highest form or I in your lowest form, which is the lowest ego. It is all about you, brethren and my sister. You are it. There's nothing outside of you but you, confusing yourself of who you are. You feel me? So when you know how important you are, even to the gods, because you are the gods, which is your higher self, and your lower self, because you got demonic gods. That's why I tell people, when you call on God, you have to be specific. You can't just say God. You don't know where that energy is going to. So you have to be specific. Sometimes you have to call on the corruptible gods, and sometimes you have to call on the incorruptible gods. And the corruptible gods are the ones that created the flesh. And the incorruptible gods are the ones that dwell in the spirit. And the body is the only place they could exist together. That's why you, man, male man or female man, you are the most amazing thing on the planet of this earth. The most amazing. But yet still you are the most terrible. So what are you saying, Chief? I'm saying that you are the God and you are the devil. You decide which one you want to give life to. You see, too many of you want to, with your ignorance and your egotistical self, you want to claim God, but you never want to claim the devil. You want to claim, oh, well, so-called people, they're the devils, or they came from this and they came from that. Well, let me ask you a question. Who created the devil? Go read the book. Satan and God were best friends. They were brothers. They came from the same womb. Y'all just so ignorant and lost. That's the problem. And there's nothing wrong in ignorance, though. Nothing wrong. Because ignorance is bliss as long as you're willing to learn. But when you're not willing to learn, ignorance becomes stupidity. And some people are just running around here dumb and stupid. You feel me? Because y'all want to talk about, oh, well, the devil this, they are the devil and this and that. Well, let me ask you a question. Where did the devil come from? And if the father and the son is the same, then the mother and the daughter should be the same. So if the sons and daughters are the devils, then what does that make the mother and the father? The creator of the devil. So what does that make you? What does that make you? So when you truly comprehend, it ain't got nothing to do with flesh. It ain't got nothing to do with that. It's all about corrupted light and incorrupted light, which is absolute light, period. Light, you have what's called astral light, which is what we call pure darkness. Okay? Pure darkness. All there is darkness. But in darkness, there is different shades of darkness, which is what we call light. Okay? So therefore, light cannot create darkness, but darkness could create light. In other words, light came from darkness. Be corrupted light or incorruptible light. Okay? That's right. That's right, Terry. So, but the negative aspect of yourself, it is a necessary evil. You have to comprehend this. That's why you're not supposed to curse any gods, not even Satan. Because if it wasn't for Satan, you wouldn't have your flesh. You feel me? See, people have to understand that. You did. So when this Bible is teaching you to rebuke Satan, once again, that's teaching you false information so that you could condemn yourself. You feel me? So you could condemn the 666, which is the flesh. You feel me? But they will not teach you that. So they have to teach you to disrespect Satan. But Satan was a necessary evil. Because why? If it wasn't for Satan, you wouldn't have your flesh. None of this would be possible. If it wasn't for Satan, we wouldn't have this world. You see what I'm saying? So when y'all truly understand the higher teachings of this, you will be able to let go of all the false teachings and see things for what they are. Okay? Just see things for what they are. So when we go into what's called the pure darkness, everything else are just shadows of that. Shadows. And the shadows of the darkness is called light. There you go, Rosa. There you go, Rosa Campbell. Shades of darkness is light. Okay? Well, black is not a negative, so to speak, but dark black. Black is a shade of darkness. Black is not the other way around. Okay? Black again is a corrupted version of darkness. Just like how light is a corrupted version of darkness. Okay? Pure darkness is not black, because black only appears because it absorbs light on the visible spectrum, and then white reflects it. So darkness is not black. Darkness is darkness. There's a difference. Okay? And black is not all colors. Okay? Darkness is not all colors either. Darkness is colorless, but in darkness, all colors exist. You have to comprehend that, because darkness is absolute. Within the absolute, there cannot be any differentiation. Okay? There cannot be any differentiation. The true aspect of darkness, there is no color. It is colorless. The true ether is colorless. All right? However, because it has to fall into differentiation, then you start seeing colors. Okay? There you go. Now you have it, Rosa. Okay? Darkness is colorless. It's in its absolute form. It has no color. So the first light that came through darkness was called the Father, which is light. They're not telling you that it's darkness. So in the first chapter of Genesis, when it says the Spirit of God moved over the earth and the Spirit of God said, let there be light, that was not actual light, meaning that light like what we see. That was actually a code word for male and female. That was the first differentiation, the first sun, okay, which is male and female exist in that. That's what it meant. It was a separation. Let there be light, meaning that absolute light coming from that absolute darkness. So there was another shade, a lower shade of that light, of that darkness, which was called light. So that's what it actually meant. It is not light as we perceive it to be. That light is incomprehensible, or incomprehensible rather. You feel me? So once again, Genesis is not the beginning. Okay, there's no beginning. Genesis is just the beginning of the lower self being manifested. All right. Before the Adam in Genesis chapter 2, even before the Adam in Genesis chapter 1, they had at least 10 to 20 different races that existed even before that. But Genesis picked up from where the moon god, okay, became prominent, and that was the beginning of that man, the earthly man, okay, because it was time to create the perfect man. Before that, there was a solar man, okay, the soul man. I hope y'all getting the clue. And who gave the world soul? Who were the children of the sun? All right, then. I think I said enough for now. Yup, Genesis is the beginning of the lower self. Absolutely. There you go. Man, that's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about. That's how I know it is. I'm right on point with this information in this book. Because y'all getting this. Y'all getting this. Genesis is only the beginning of the lower manifestation of that man. That's it. But before that, there was actually a soul man right here on earth. Right here on earth. And he was in the Americas. America was what was called the lowest world, so to speak, but it was the first world. So therefore, the first had to become the last, and the last become the first. So since it was the first, it had to become the last world here. All right. So that's why it was called the Netherland. Even Michael Jackson was trying to tell y'all the truth. But again, people just don't know because they were not taught. You feel me? So America is the Netherland, the first world. So when it's all said and done, okay, the second coming of the Christ is not no man coming from the sky. The second coming of the Christ is what they just showed in the Super Bowl. The lower self and the higher self becoming one, that one man, that one mind. The word man came from the word mind, manos. Okay, manos. That's what it means, manos, mind. So whenever you speak of man, think of mind. You feel me? That's the true man. So now the lower so-called man and the lower man coming together as one. That is the second coming of the Christ, which exists in all of us. All right. And then that new race will be right here in America, because the first race was right here in America. So the new race, or the last race, so to speak, because we are actually in the last round right now. So the last race will be created in America. There was no such thing as Europe, so Europe will go under. Europe has to sink. Europe is a man-made essence, so to speak. So it's not natural, so it has to go. Okay? But when it's all said and done, America will be left standing. And most people, when they think of America, they think they think that the United States is America. No, the United States is not America. Okay, so stop talking about, oh well, the America is gonna go down. America, man, you are cursing the mother of all. That's why I tell y'all people, y'all better be careful with your words, man. Because trust me, Earth ain't going nowhere, and I can show it to you in the Bible as well. That's why America is not going anywhere. You see, y'all don't get it. America is the mother of all. Okay? Of all. That's why everybody's rushing to come to America. You think it's only physical because of materialistic things? Oh, well, it's the land of opportunity. No. They're coming back to the motherland. They're coming back home. And of course, the mother had children. So, I get it. My question is, did you get it? So don't let nobody fool you, man. The first sons of mother fell right here in the Americas. The first sons of mother, the solar beings. And from the solar beings, we had to step into the lower nature of ourselves. So therefore, another shadow of that absolute darkness, which is pure light, had to differentiate once more. And then one of the sons was the moon. And then out of the moon, a God rose and said, listen, man, you know what? I'm going to create my own being. But once again, all that was part of the plan. You did. Yes, that's why America is the only continent that has a north and a south. The beginning and the end. You see, y'all don't get it. The top and the bottom. Y'all don't get it. Well, some of you do. That's why Rosa said it. So all the stuff about Lemuria, Atlanta, all that's just Lemuria, Atlantis, all that is just part of our journey as man. Don't get too confused with the terminologies and the different way people try to explain all of this. All that is just part of the journey in our what I call devolution. But it's a descending arc. Okay, that's why you have Noah's Ark. Noah's Ark was also, it happened so as above, so is below. Noah's Ark happened way before it happened physically. It happened in the spiritual realm, where the spirit fell into the waters of the deep. I'm teaching y'all some real stuff they teach in the mysteries, in the mystery schools. So it had to manifest here in the flesh. You feel me? So you have at one point, okay, where you had the Lemurians, where they were the monsters, but they were not they had knowledge, but they were not spiritually so endowed, so to speak. And then you have the lower went into manifestation. You have the Atlanteans, all those things, like all that's part why you think America at one point, some tribes call America Atlanta, because America is also Atlantis. You know, whether you believe it's true or not, it doesn't matter. That's why I tell people you have to know the purpose of the journey. What is the purpose of the journey? The true reason, the cause and the effect. Things just don't happen just because. No, there was a reason for the journey, and everything else in between is an illusion. Everything else in between is myth. Everything else in between has to be told in allegorical form. You feel me? You did. Everything had to be told, or the story had to be told in allegory, else it just wouldn't make any sense. It just wouldn't make any sense. So then you would hear people talk, oh, well, so-called white people, they came from monkeys and this and that. Where do you think you came from? So as above, so is below. Every individual had to go through all these different phases. The gaseous phase, okay, the liquid phase, which is considered the same as gas in an aspect, and then the mineral phase. You had the gaseous man, the spiritual man, the gaseous man, the mineral man, the vegetable man, the animal man, and what you had to call the physical flesh man. Every single race had to go through that. Even the original people had to go through that phase. So we got to stop, man. We got to stop. The only thing that's superior is truth, the true knowledge. That's the only superior thing. Everything else is false and is an illusion. How are you going to hate your lower self when your lower self is you? And you're thinking of it in terms of the physical aspect of things. Can't do that. It's all about the true self. That's it. And when I say true self, I'm talking about the true higher self, because there's two true selves, the lower true self and the higher true self. The lower true self is the one that creates the illusion. That's why you have a subconscious mind and a conscious mind. When you go lay down, so to call what we call sleep, it's not a sleep. Okay, it's a temporary sleep, which so I call it rest. A state of rest. Okay, the true self awakens, even if the illusionary self is asleep, so to speak. You're absolutely right. Indigenous ray of light, indigenous ray light. You're not of light, pardon me. You know what I mean? So, like I tell people, man, truth is stranger than fiction. So and once again, I'm not here to convince anybody of anything. My brothers, I'm just trying to get y'all on point, getting you balanced. You see what I'm saying? Getting you balanced doesn't mean that you have to become feminine. That's not what it means. You see, y'all got it confused. Having sympathy and empathy for the female man is not becoming feminized. You feel me? Those individuals are just confused because it's something in them that they just can't comprehend. You feel me? So let them be who they are. But when you see depictions of what they're showing you, with example, Rihanna and ASAP, it's not because they're trying to say, well, the man is less. No, they're giving you the truth. They're giving you spiritual truth. You feel me? So I'm just here to enlighten you and give you the truth. And if you allow your ego to step in the way, then you're the one that will be destroyed spiritually. And believe that to be a fact. Okay? So our job, our responsibility is to uplift our female man. You feel me? That's our job, to pick her up, uplift her, teach her who she truly is, and let her take her role so that we could bring back balance in our children. That's what's missing. You feel me? That's why they have no respect for the mother. You feel me? Because the male man doesn't respect the mother. He doesn't respect the female aspect of himself. You did. Doesn't respect that. So therefore, the female aspect of himself doesn't respect him. And the male aspect of herself, she has to respect that as well. It's a mutual respect. But everybody have responsibilities. Okay? Everybody have responsibilities. And your job as a male man is not to control or rule the household. That's not your job, son. That's the job of the female man. She is the light of the world. You feel me? She was the first Lucifer that came. You see, they got y'all thinking Lucifer is bad. You did. But if it wasn't for Lucifer, we wouldn't be able to have the minds that we have to comprehend the difference, to differentiate between good and evil. The tree of life of good and evil. It was the spirit of that higher self that came down. You feel me? So y'all got to get it, man. Y'all got to get it. Y'all got to get it. You did? Get it? It is all astrological. And every day I could step out there into nature and watch the Son of God from the east to the west rise and set. And Set is the adversary. What Set became the devil, the so-called night. It's written in the Egyptian stories as well. Seth. You feel me? And then Venus is the light that comes right before the Son of God rises. That golden, a fireish type of sun that comes up right before the dawn, that comes up right before the Son of God. That's Venus, Lucifer. You see, it is all astrological, my brothers and sisters. You know what I mean? Do not, succumb yourself to the false narratives and teachings of man that's lost in their churches of synagogues. And I'm talking about all of them. No exceptions. So I hope the incorruptible spirits, enlighten you and teach you the truth and that you are able to walk in your path. Whether your path is to the left or to the right, I don't know what you came here to manifest. I don't know. I don't know who you are, but whatever path that you came here to manifest, I hope you manifest it in its full entirety. You feel me? Whether you came here to manifest the dark or you came to manifest the light. You feel me? When it's all said and done, it is all darkness. You just have corrupted darkness and you have incorruptible darkness. Okay? That's all it is. You did. You're absolutely welcome, Sister Denise. You know what I mean? So I love y'all, man. And I'm able to say that because I know what true love is. I feel it. I've experienced it. I am experiencing it because the mother loved me, her son. You see what I'm saying? And that's why my mother and I, we have such a great relationship. And I'll move heaven and earth for her because I know what mother truly means. You feel me? I know what it means. You did. I know what it means, man. And it's a beautiful thing. And that's why I appreciate the female man so much. Whether she's in her lowest form, which is God, backway, the dog, the bitch, I still appreciate that she's just lost. It doesn't mean I'll be with her, but I'm willing to uplift her. I'm willing to teach her so that she could flip it and become the God, aka goddess, that she is. You feel me? It wasn't the woman who flipped this world around. It was the man, Mano, the lunar god that flipped this world around. You feel me? It was him. It wasn't the woman. You did. You feel me? Sin wasn't in this world because of the woman, like they taught you that. Sin fell into this world because of the moon god, because he created sin. How can you create something to tempt me and tell me it's my damn fault? You got to be out of your damn mind. You see, y'all just don't get it. So it was man who created sin, not woman. But he created the sin to tempt the woman. So man is the true tempter, not the woman. Ah, y'all didn't know, huh? All right then. Well, now y'all know. Okay, now you know. Okay? It was the man that was the tempter, not the woman. So she fell for it, okay? Because that's her weakness. Anyway, man, I love y'all, man. I'm about to get out of here. I gave y'all almost 2 hours. Like, I was like, man, Chief, go on here for half an hour, give your message about the household, and leave it alone. But the great spirit in me, man, that incorruptible spirit in me is like, nah, Chief. All right, nah. The physical mind is telling you that just give them half of it. Don't give them no more. But I always got to stay in tune with the higher self, man. You know, so it was, I feel so light now, you know, like it was a joy giving you that. It came from the heart, you know what I mean? And that's where the truth comes from, the heart. And I just gave you so much truth that religion will not teach you in all these years that you have been going to church and reading the Bible. I just gave you 2 hours and broke down so much to alleviate some of your confusion, because that's what the God came to do. That lunar God, where you think the word lunatic came from? He's a lunatic. He came to create confusion. That's why he's a lunar God. You feel me? But I'm here teaching the truth of the soul, the true light, the true darkness, incorruptible darkness, that is. I'm here to teach you the truth of the mother. Y'all be well.